Hey guys, welcome to the Nerds of Destiny, your not so weekly dose of everything essential. Hey guys, welcome to Nerds of Destiny, the podcast that covers every essential part of your addiction.
Welcome, Guardians, to your distant galaxy coverage of the Nerds of Destiny. We've been away for a while, but we are revisiting you from the distant solar system reaches. With me today is the Matt, aka Doozer.
What is it?
And Joe, the Blue Streak. Over on the other side of the screen, it is Nick, Thanatos DB8. And then there's also me, I guess. I'm here.
This is Lynn, and he's also known as Oni111.
But I'm on the dirty PlayStation network.
The dirty PlayStation.
It's
Hey,
very dirty.
Destiny 2 has exclusives with PlayStation.
For now.
We're the dirty right now.
I just gotta make one quick statement before we move forward. In agreement with you, sir, that as Doozer leans into the mic with us.
You guys are all like leaning into the mic, so I was just like, I'm feeling left out.
No, just for this. Well, I know. Pulling back the curtain for you non-YouTube listeners, viewers, anyone listening to podcasts only.
Spoilers.
There's three of us in a single room, and we're working with one mic. Also, it's been like.
Dang, Nick, that's a really long mic you got there. Three of us working one mic.
It's
oh yeah,
guys. We've podcasting wise. I just wanted to make this quick statement. It's been a few months. We got all hyped and jived in a podcast a day before the Forsaken expansion released. And then we lost our lives to Forsaken and forgot to do a podcast. A little bit of that, a little bit of planning mismanagement, and then we kind of got overwhelmed. Some of us, anyway. Okay, it was all me. I had to pull back for a little bit, just because I got overwhelmed with our other productions with Nerdentials Media and stuff. But we got to a point now in the slowdown where we were like, you know what? We really miss talking about Destiny, and so let's bring it back here. I'm gonna pass this episode torch off. I don't know what these guys are doing.
Well, no, he had a hand up.
I was just gonna say that I just was playing like Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3. That's why I wasn't playing.
This
Destiny
isn't
2.
Nerds of Resident Evil 2. This is Nerds of Destiny.
But that's
this
why
last
I was
week
on
I've been doing
hiatus.
nothing but Destiny. So
A lot of us
Right?
have come back to it.
And-
Not counting Lynn, who never stopped.
Well, because
I gotta say, guys, it's been a pleasant run this last week. Being able to play some Destiny with Len, it has been a complete blast, and I appreciate every second of it, buddy.
Oh yeah.
And in light and celebration of that unity, and not, unfortunately, because he got an Xbox, but because he's visiting me up here in the Northwest from Nevada, he's actually in the studio with me today, and he has been able to hop on my Xbox and play with the rest of us. So, we're going to let Lynn lead this episode as kind of our comeback episode on Nerds of Destiny. I'm done rambling, Lynn. I'm going to let you...
Matthew has the hand again. Let's go for it.
There you go.
happy Crimson Days. Sorry.
Oh yeah. No, I wanted to start off
Oh, sorry.
with kind of a breakdown, saying what we were gonna go through.
Yeah,
in case
dude.
we wanted to do like, I don't know,
I
pre-show
apologize.
markers in case somebody wanted to skip ahead and not listen to the other
BS.
baloney. So
Bernie Sanders. Wait, what?
I really wanted to cover the Crimson
BS.
Days,
Never mind.
like go over the things, my quips that I have with the current Crimson Days, the things that I liked about it, go over what you guys are enjoying out of it, and then I also wanted to touch on later on in the episode, probably, let's see, Trials, WTF? What happened to that Trials? Also, what happened to factions? And maybe predictions on what's going on there.
Extensive WTFs.
Yeah.
Where did they go? And
maybe just kind of something that you guys have been enjoying this past week.
we could do like a
Other than
Where
that-
Are They Now?
Yeah.
VH1.
There you
with
go.
the factions.
That would be awesome. Okay, so starting off, let's hear what you guys are enjoying with the Crimson Days currently. We will, since we're together, I will shoot it to Nick, and let's see what are you enjoying of Crimson Days most currently.
They've upped the amount of drops, and it's been ridiculous. Especially with the ones of us that are coming back to the game that haven't played in a while. The amount of drops and the amount of actual bounties we can get is just helping us climb to catch up with our friends. I've been enjoying it's different than what I've been used to actually playing recently. It seems like people are more enjoying themselves and not so ragey. So yeah.
Fair enough.
There you go.
And of course, the only reason for playing Crimson really is I got that vow.
Oh yeah, a 650 bow that is a
Guaranteed 650.
curated roll.
Somebody else also got me that vow.
Nice job, Matt. You're
This is good.
killing it. All right, so going from Nick, we'll go over to Joe and then probably come this way, considering I do have some angry things I would like to say about it.
Some priors, so knock out the positives. All right,
we'll
fair
go
enough.
through the positives and then we'll hit my. It's stupid, but it needs to be touched on.
So right now we're covering current
Crimson Days.
the current event.
Your thoughts on Crimson Days? I
What you
don't
like
know
about
if
'em.
you've experienced Crimson Days in the past, but
Okay,
I'd like
okay,
to hear
alright.
what you enjoy of it currently.
Okay. Quick past recap, 0 experience. I completely missed out on the event in the past. That being said, this event, I like these little seasonal events. I think they're fun. They give you a fresh reason to grind for more things. I would say on the onset of prior public events I've been involved with, a lot of it is cosmetic. Usually there's a couple curated things in there that are like really powerful that you want to go for, and in this case it's a bow called the Vow. For me, I would say I love seeing themed aesthetics, like just the visuals. Anytime a new event kicks on, I go into the tower. I love seeing the flavor of confetti coming down for that particular event.
Red Heart confetti.
Yeah, the last event I hit before seeing this one was, I think, the Solstice of Heroes. I missed out on the Dawning, which came out in December. I missed that short event, unfortunately.
No snowballs and holes for you.
I know that would have been. I wish I hadn't hopped off during that event, because Christmas is my jam, and that would have been probably my favorite event to be in.
You also didn't make any cookies.
I know I missed out on the baking.
You're missing out on the cookie.
I missed out on the baking. But as far as Crimson Days goes, let's say this. I played a couple matches. I first jumped on with some randoms, and I would say the only part I'm not super excited with, and I'm gonna label myself a tower casual here. in that, like, I'm not grinding out regularly, so I can't speak from that perspective. But someone who comes back every other week or every few days and hops on, the aspect I'm not huge on is that this whole event is surrounded by the, and I get it. I understand coupling the idea of, okay, it's a Valentine's Day theme. I get it. So, like, you need to do it with a buddy. You need to partner up. Like, I get that. And Destiny is a game with friends type game. And I'm not ashamed to say I'm more often a solo player, and I do love playing when I get with a group of friends. It's always fun. I'm not against that. But with different schedules and stuff, it's easier to go solo a lot of times. And with this, it's not as fun when you're stuck loading into the Crucible with randoms, specifically 2v2. That's my biggest, like, I wish there were some alternate activities in this event that could still earn me points towards these things. Like the Halloween event, where you didn't have to team up with anyone. You wore a mask. You went into the Infinite Forest.
Oh, you're talking the like the matchmaking of the, like, if you wanted to do the Nightfall with another person to get the heart-shaped candies, like a matchmaking for that.
No, I'm just referring to the need to do
need
it
to
with
actually
anyone.
do,
Period.
like, a doubles type thing.
Like, I know that's this whole event is about matching up with friends. I know that. So that I was saying my only tiny gripe is that they don't have an extra activity that doesn't require partnering up, because there are solo players out there that enjoy the world of Destiny by themselves. I know it's few and far between, probably, and I might be the only one in this group that feels that way. But the rest of the event is fun and awesome, and I love the aesthetics. Anyway,
Fair enough. And
not a lot to complain about for me.
It's totally understandable from being in your seat, the inability to enjoy the event to its fullest without having another fire team member or
needing to hook up with someone.
Yeah. That would kind of suck.
And I get it. I know that's what Destiny is about, is playing with friends. I get it. I'm not dumb, but it's unfortunate there wasn't one extra activity that could facilitate the random few people that may not be able to find a friend at the time that they're able to play.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Matthew.
It's understandable. For me, I love Crimson doubles. 2v2 aspect, I've always loved. With the person you know, or matchmaking wise, I'll still go in there and dominate.
It's always fun carrying a blueberry.
It is.
Through a match. And then at the end of the match, having them send you a friend's request.
Yes. That happened to me like 5 times.
I told you, stop calling me a blueberry.
You're on my friends list. I thought.
You can't re-request, Nick.
He was talking to me.
Oh.
No.
So.
You're not that cool. Come on now. I'm just playing.
I like the Vow, the bow. I mean, the perks on it aren't that great. The only aspect I like about it is that it is 650, guaranteed. And it is also fully masterworked, guaranteed. And you can put it into something else that you like better.
And then you can also pull it back out of your collection.
Exactly.
It's a fixed rolls then? That's why they let you pull it out of your collection?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a curated roll, and that's the only way that you can get it.
Now, is it locked at 650 coming out of your collection?
No,
it's 10 below your highest light level that you can achieve currently.
Which is what I thought. So the only way that you only get a one-time benefit of the 650 power.
Well,
that's why I kept the 650 in your inventory, is just for that sheer boost of light when you do go to do those powerful.
Yeah, one thing I will say, that if you are like one of those casual players that is below 600 currently right now, getting the Val is your best friend. Yep. Put it in your inventory. It will help you rank up super fast.
And if you did the Halloween event, you would have the Horror Story, which is 650, and then an energy weapon now, which is the Val at 650. And then like Thunderlord drops at 650. So there's a full weapon slot set of 650.
Yes. And the last word actually drops at 650.
But you're already covered there with the horror story.
Sure.
And I am.
Hey, but I like the last word. Anyways.
I am under 600, so those benefit someone like me for sure.
Yes.
Definitely.
So,
it's a quick boost.
the only thing, or a couple things I don't like about the Crimson Days this time, is the fact that there is pretty much only one thing that you can actually get that's new, and that is the vow.
Yep.
Everything else, like when you go
Past
to
collected
Shacks,
things
yeah,
are.
I go to
over.
Shacks and I'll
Okay.
sit there and I'll be like, "Oh, look, I already got that. I already got that. I already got that. I already got that." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I've got."
In all fairness, though, the steampunk for the Wordcliff coil was not acquirable from last Crimson Days. It was another route of acquisition for that,
That is true.
but it is significantly easier to get now. And
Yes.
if you did not previously grind it out, it is definitely worth getting it because it is super easy to get.
Very super easy, especially now with how you can get the candies.
Mm-hmm.
You can even with the vow, 100 candies. You could do that with the Nightfall, and playing a couple games of Crimson Doubles.
Oh, that
And doing the
double
bounties.
nightfall was brutal.
Well, you can actually
Don't
do
do momentum.
Hold on, you can do a Nightfall at the lowest settings. People don't realize this,
No, we did.
but you put it on momentum.
Casual people don't know this.
I was doing it for the benefit that on
You-
a
you still-
hunter I can get momentum up pretty quick
True.
and get my health back. But
With a Titan,
well, no, with the Titan you can get it. But our thing is we spent most of our time pinned down because that first area it's painful.
I'm just saying you don't have to actually go for like the 100,000 points.
Oh
For
no,
the
no,
Nightfall.
no, we weren't shooting for anywhere near 100,000.
We were just trying to complete it.
You could actually complete it with just using the greens and calling it good. Anyways, and, so don't like the fact that they didn't bring in anything else that you could get besides the vow and the Wardcliff coil.
Just to echo your thoughts, just to backtrack on to add to what you were saying. For me, is I forgot about that aspect. Is so upside for a casual player that missed out in the past. I get a second chance at getting all those things prior. Downside, it makes the earning of those things previously less exclusive and awesome to say that I got it that one time in season 1 or 3, whenever. And it is also disappointing for you who got it before that you don't get a new set of things to pursue.
Yes, with Destiny 1 Crimson Days, both Crimson Days were completely different. Crimson Double stayed the same, but the things that you can get as far as like not weapon skins, but like weapons and ghost shells and candy shells and whatever, they were completely different on both Crimson Days, to where you could grind to get 2 separate sets of things as far as like armor goes.
Yeah.
Then with this one, this is the exact same Crimson Days from last year, just the weapon is changed that you can get. And
Well, it skipped an entire season.
yes,
The first Crimson Days was season 1. This is season 3.
yes, that is true. There was no Crimson Days last year. It was last. Yeah.
Last season.
All right, so I will keep it short, hopefully.
Well, we've covered a wide
Yeah.
range of ground here, so
So
I apologize.
I enjoy the doubles. I feel like it allows me to get a little bit closer with my partner. Maybe feel a little bit inside of them. know the interworkings of their mind. And it's a great way to stay in shape.
like teabagging.
Yeah. It's for fitness, right? You
Yeah,
do
but-
it for fitness.
But never be that douchebag that does it when someone's solo by themselves and you're poning them.
Right?
Oh,
Right? That one guy who was he thought that it was okay to win one round and then
Oh, you had one of those guys.
furiously teabag for fitness. And then every round after that proceeded to get his face rubbed in the dirt because he knows what he did. That's what happens.
It was
PSA kids, don't teabag unless you're good. And then even at that rate, still don't do it.
I was gonna say, I had 2 partners leave me in one match, and I still won.
Right? Yeah, well, the thing there that you had going to your benefit is when the person does leave, you do get the buff.
Mm-hmm.
The buff for losing a teammate.
Yeah, but they can see you constantly though,
Right?
because of the
But you do have
Further
the
away.
raging damage buff boner going.
raging boner damage buff. Okay.
There you go. Mark that in the notes. It'll be on the test at the end of the episode.
Like,
Okay.
Jesus being
Let me
Bukake.
write this down.
Yeah, there you go. That wasn't us. That was not going to throw the guy under the bus.
Oh, no,
But
throw that out there. Brayhan I had fun playing with Brayhan.
he also knows what he did.
Wait, were you guys playing in a private match or
No,
something?
we were doing Gambit, and
Oh.
we made an entire team
Quit.
quit because of how hard we shut them down.
We
Damn.
just like faced 2 teams in a row that were just going total sweat, and we're like, no, we're not having this anymore. Back
Yeah,
out
it was-
second, come back, and then just what was it, 90 to?
Yeah. It,
was
we got to the point where we were dancing on the bank, not banking anything, and letting our blueberry do all of the work. And then when he would get enough motes into the portal, we would go over. I would dance, and then when the guy came up to bank his motes, I would kill him and then go back.
And I would just set my chair on top of the bank and just wait for
Yeah.
wait for it to happen.
It was his Iron Throne.
Nice. That's awesome.
It was like an elevator too. He would go down and come back up with his chair, go down, come back up with his chair. Okay. Anyway, back on topic. Here are the things, the long list of things that I don't care for the Crimson Days. And it is numero uno. I log in and the entire knockout list is already fully completed. I have nothing to grind for other than the vow.
Right.
This is very disappointing. I know for other people who didn't give a chance to do it, it's awesome. Okay? You guys can get those things that you didn't have prior. But it is not good practice for the people who have been playing it for a long time
consistently.
to be excited for an event and then get very disappointed upon having no end game content to shoot for or no reason to play the event at all. And last I checked, you want to keep your player base playing the game to continue playing it.
For sizzle.
You promise us toast and give us nothing.
Okay,
Sorry.
Just a dollop of butter.
my
No
next
bread.
my next thing is, even if they would have brought back the knockout list from D1, that would still be new content for D2 from D1. And albeit old content, that would still be something for me to grind out that is already coded. I would enjoy shooting for old stuff. I mean, how many of you guys in the comments below, have done the last word quest or even attempted the last word quest?
What's the last word?
I'm
It is a
You're starting it right now.
It's the hand cannon from D1, the Tex Mechanica.
Oh, is it the Temptation thing?
Yes.
And can I say something? It is not as hard as it was in D1.
Nowhere near as hard in D1.
People are like,
no, I'm at the point where this is freaking impossible.
Oh,
Because we'll play games where I can get up to like 30%, and then the next game we get put with super sweats that aren't playing trial anymore, so I can't do shit, and then I go back down to 0.
The last word quest for D2 is the chaperone quest from D1. The D1 last word quest line was a whole lot more ridiculous and a whole lot more painful.
You had to actually get 500 kills with a hand cannon, and you would be reset if you died. Like, you'd get like 2 kills and die, you would lose 2 kills.
It didn't matter. Like, it doesn't go, oh, hey, I got 14% this match, I lost 13% this match, and you still got that leftover there. It's just flat out, if you lost or died, you lost all of your total. It was rough.
Yeah.
But
it was bad.
So that being said, not having things to farm for, being disappointed in this, blah, blah, blah. I'm a dirty overachiever, not casual. I'm sorry. But
props to you, sir.
There's going to be things that people complain about one side of the spectrum or another. It sucks that there weren't things for me to go for other than the vow. But, I mean, it's still awesome that people can go back and get it. It would have been nice if they would have changed the color of the emotes, like what they were doing for the reworks of the old emotes from Season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so instead of having the orange heart when you drew the heart, give them like a blue heart or a red heart or something like that. Something different just to say, hey, this is from Season 3 and not Season 1. Oh, well. I mean, it'd be nice, but, I mean, we don't need the elitist thing there, I guess. But I will end point, there's a missed opportunity. There is almost guaranteed upset over this. I mean, I'm upset about it, but I'm pretty sure that there's other people upset about it. But, you know, at this point, oh well, hopefully things get better in the future. I mean, the Dawning was pretty good. I'm not even going to lie. I enjoyed the Dawning this year.
I'm so disappointed that I missed it.
I didn't get my 150 cookies for my...
What's the Dawning?
My sleigh.
That was a Christmas event, Christmas time.
I did do like 90 cookies, so I did have like the 2.
Okay.
There was baking involved, an exclusive sparrow that looked like a Santa sleigh, and
which I have,
and
a few other things.
Dare I say, a hell of a farm that I did enjoy.
Heck yeah.
Okay, moving on. I would like to move to the absence of Trials of the Nine, or some people know it as Trials of Osiris, but it's
collectively known as Trials. Yeah.
It is the pinnacle endgame PvP activity that most people shot for, most people got owned in, most people raged at, and it did
all the above.
All the above.
It did destroy friendships. I can attest to it destroying friendships. But where did it go and what the heck happened? Is anybody really disappointed about it?
I am disappointed because all the tryhards played in trial, and now that it's gone, they're just flooding quick play, and you can tell.
And calm.
You can tell when you get into teams of tryhards like that. That's all they play because that's the game tactics they play, and people can't.
What the heck are you?
They can't.
He's note taking.
They can't play. Just for fun anymore because there's the tryhards are in there ruining the people that are trying to have fun. So you barely get to play any sort of Crucible because it's flooded with all the people from Trials, and it's bullshit.
That's an interesting perspective, Nick, that we don't think of very often, purely because the people complaining about Trials the most are those that actively, regularly sought it out over the weekends. It was the weekend thing to go do. But to your point, it absolutely does affect the rest of us, including the slightly more casuals and non-casuals. If you just wanted to enjoy Crucible, period, it's now unbalanced because of Trials missing.
Yeah.
Well, that and their ELO scaling
It's completely different.
Yeah,
It's
they
screwed up.
said that they were working on it and trying to get it aligned so that, the casual who has an ELO of below, like 130 doesn't get put up against somebody who's, maybe higher 740s.
Yeah.
It's like there's a reason that they're separate from each other.
And I don't know if this is rumors or not. I need to recheck my information. But from what I've heard, Trials, they're working on to be back to the old Trials of the Nine, aka 3v3.
There are statements that they are working toward. Like, that's what Trials players want, is to bring back the glory days.
With this next expansion right here, the Joker's Wild expansion, I would like to see Trials come back. I know it's a long shot, but there's an opportunity here. Being of the hand card game based theme, they have the opportunity to go into different game modes, different game types, different team comp setups that they can do. And they can bring back the quest line from D1. So there were quests that you shot for in D1 that you would grab a Trials card, grab the quest with Trials coins, and then go try to knock out your quests and get rewards, whether you won or lost. That, you had an opportunity at getting Trials weapons, Trials emblems, Trials shaders, all that from just completing quests. What I'm saying is, they don't necessarily have to stick to the 3v3 player base or the 4v4 player base. Shoot, they could go for Trials 6v6. It would still be fun, and it would still be sweats all up in there trying to knock out their Trials quests.
Oh, heck yeah. Back in D1, we would actually do 6v6 in private matches of Trials style.
Well, I mean, even, what would be killer to see would be a Trials Rumble. Just watch all of the sweats go at it free for all.
One-on-one. Oh,
that would be an incredible mode to see.
I would tune into a Twitch channel just to see that.
If Bungie was smart, and bear with me on this, they need to take what they learned with Halo, with matchmaking, have the social side, have the competitive Trials side, to where it's like rated or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like when I played in Halo 3, I was level 48 in singles.
Okay.
Let's be honest, you just want Halo multiplayer to come back to its pinnacle status.
I do go back to Halo every now and again.
Which on a side note, there's promise coming with Halo Infinite in 2020. But
anyway,
to backtrack on,
but you see what I'm saying though, right? Like, there's social rumble, and then there's
Not to diminish, not
the quick
to
play rumble, and then there's the sweat rumble.
Yes.
I would like to bring up the specific article where Bungie is quoted in their TWAB this week at Bungie, where they officially announced it, to give all our listeners official context and to unfortunately place your hope to rest for now.
That's why I said it would be nice to see it. But
So
it's a long shot.
So Polygon reports here in a blog post that Bungie announced. In this week's blog post, this article went live less than 12 hours ago. Bungie announced that Trials won't be coming back in Season of the Drifter, and that its future is looking grim for the rest of this year. Quote from Bungie, quote, "Until we have a solid prototype for a pinnacle PvP endgame activity, Trials is staying on hiatus indefinitely and will not return over the course of the next few seasons," said the design team. Quote, "When we have those new plans ready, we'll be sure to share them with you." In conclusion, the article says Destiny's second annual pass season and sixth season overall, Season of the Drifter, begins March 5th. Bungie has created a week of transition for previous seasons, offering some new cosmetic rewards, but no new content for the annual pass. It's currently unclear if March 5th will bring with it the new Gambit experience promised for Joker's Wild, or if players will have to wait until March 12th to get their new PvE VP fix.
On that note, nail in the coffin right there on any hope for Trials.
Sorry about the news for Trials,
less
but
interested in
yeah.
Trials because it's not something I play. I'm only more interested in it because it'll get the sweats out of.
That'll take the tryhards
Yeah.
off your back.
So we can actually enjoy.
The Dustrock Blues, Wardcliff Coil using you know who you guys are. Sweat.
Well, and what's sad about it is that like those people that are sweaty and they go to competitive and rank up the whole freaking way, and then they stop playing competitive and just go into quick play because they reached what they wanted to, like with
yeah, but
the pulse rifle last season.
In all fairness, though, there is a trend for going 5 resets. Okay, but moving on from the
Sorry.
PvP Trials sweat complaint, I would like to ask, and keeping theme with WTF, mate, the
Faction rallies?
factions and the dead NPCs in the tower.
Where are they now?
Where they are
Someone's made a
currently
YouTube video on
still
that.
standing in their spots.
So
They are still
Yeah.
standing in their spots?
Yeah, you just can't interact with them.
oh, the faction people? Yeah.
See, I haven't even gone to them to see if I could interact with them, but that just kind of makes me mad because I liked hearing what's his name, Javis, Dead Orbit dude.
Oh, what can
Jalal.
what can Dead
Jalal,
Orbit do
yeah.
for you today?
Yeah,
Yes, let's come to the dark and see
what
what
was
is
the
out in
actor's name?
space.
I mean, what was the character he played in Prison Break?
Or even that freaking not Bad Omens, but American Gods.
American Gods, yeah.
Yo, the Russian dude from Bad Boys 2, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
you are thinking of Peter Stormare, who played John Abruzzi in Prison
Yep.
Break.
and then the character that played as Dexter's stepfather, I mean father, the adopted father, in freaking Dexter, was the voice of the New Monarchy.
New Monarchy, yeah.
Yeah. Quick, what was Future War Cult's voice actor?
It was that
You gotta be quicker than that.
I know her voice in my head
I've
right
seen her in a lot of movies too.
now. Isn't it M from 007?
Okay, who are you
Moneypenny?
talking about?
Is it Moneypenny?
Future War Cult's quartermaster. Well, faction master.
Oh, Future War Cult, Lakshmi 2.
Lakshmi.
That was Shore Agdashlu.
Not as cool as the others.
As far as like, she's been in a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah.
Her name's hard to say though.
I can't even. That is definitely not the person I was thinking of.
Shuri Agdashlu.
Okay, now I know who she
She
is.
plays Lakshmi. Oh wait, whoa. Hold on.
Yeah, she looks like the older version of Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Did you say Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah.
She looks like an older version of her.
Yeah, I thought I could have sworn I seen her in Ash vs. Evil Dead, but I guess not. Never mind.
Do they have Ada 1 in there yet?
Oh, the character, I'd probably further down.
Which one?
Ada 1
Oh,
from Black
Forge.
Armory.
Black Armor. Yeah. Speaking of Forge, I still haven't even done any of those. That feels bad, man.
The only
Hey,
thing that eludes
I'm-
me is the Jotun.
this is bad podcasting. Thank goodness we're not live. I'm gonna look this up for you. You keep moving the conversation forward.
right.
Speaking of Yotun, that thing is way too overpowered and needs to get nerfed.
On a side note, Lynn, you've been doing an excellent job at continuing things moving.
What's the Jotun?
It is a fusion rifle that fires fiery balls of doom that
That explode.
explode and do
I
a
need
dot
help.
tick.
I need help. I have the Forge waiting in my
Which one?
I
quest.
still.
The first one.
He hasn't done the first one.
Valerian?
Yeah.
You don't have the I'm a Nazi Forge yet?
I've never done anything for the Forges.
Dude, I haven't done anything for the Forges either. I'm 635.
I
That's
have
pretty
the
sad.
exotic quest for the Black Armory completed for the Izanagi's Burden.
Wait, why does Joe not have the ability to do Forge?
Because I don't have the
Reasons.
annual pass,
Okay.
because
This
Matt
all
never
matters
bought it,
reasons.
because he is account sharing with Dr. Confused, who does have it. So Matt did not feel the need to buy it.
I didn't get the freaking $80 version of the game that I
But
paid
you're file
already.
sharing with him.
Yes.
Doop,
My
doop, doop,
my
doop.
my
So
account-
wait,
Doctor is sharing his account with Matt, so Matt gets everything the Doctor has. Matt is sharing his account with me, so I get everything that Matt buys, but not what the Doctor buys. Do you
Okay.
get how that works?
I don't have as intensive a list. Should I just share with you?
What do you mean?
I have the annual pass.
I mean, yeah, you
What
could.
he
I could
says is he'd
disconnect
like
from
to
Matt
give
because the
you
only thing I'm
a
benefiting
pass.
from him right now is Resident Evil 2 Remake. All the other games I don't play. Whatever Matt currently owns that he's sharing with me.
Okay,
Which is like a list of like 200
Anyway,
games.
This is a side tangent. Lynn's trying to get us back on task.
getting back to
Let's
the
come back to this
factions.
and talk to me later about that.
So,
or the lack thereof.
so we have the three that were from D1, the Dead Orbit, the Future War Cult, and the New Monarchy.
Mm-hmm.
There was also that one hidden one, which is currently very much visible in the Bannerfall map for PvP. And its house sigil is a fist, and its colors are green and black. And you will need to go back and look at Grimoire cards to find out what I am talking about.
Now I'm confused.
But it is a hidden faction from D1. It is very much visible in D2, and they do not hide it, which is kind of nice.
Rocket power turbo fisting.
Right?
Ooh.
But
What?
Joe brought up a good point
D1?
in regards to the new factions from the Black Armory, which we have not seen any representatives of just yet. But we have seen the house sigils for each one. One is the hand. One is the butterfly.
Oh, you're saying there's factions
Oh,
with the
that's-
Black Armory?
There's the
So,
potential.
as far as
There
sigils
is
go,
the
yeah.
potential. Because all you've seen so far is Ada 1. And they have said that each house is representative of a different...
Well, okay, hold on. What's the name of this new DLC coming out? Joker's Hand?
Joker's Wild.
Joker's Wild.
Oh, I thought it was
Season of the
Joker's
Drifter. Joker's Wild.
Right? That's... You could say that maybe the Drifter represents the hand. Ada 1 represents the butterfly. And then who represents the last sigil
Float
of
like
the
a
armory?
butterfly, sting like a Jotun.
Oh gosh.
Eh.
No.
Well,
Jotun.
the
No.
last one is supposed to be the robots, the
Oh,
Sweetbot-
the frame?
Sweetbot.
The frames?
Yes.
Yeah. That would be interesting if in Penumbrum you actually start fighting the frame because they're tired of sweeping your dang tower.
Well, no. Because
Sweep, sweep, sweep. Oh, I missed a spot.
No,
Sweep,
I think
sweep.
Penumbrum, we're gonna actually fight that those ships you see come alive at the end of the first part of Destiny 2.
I'm gonna throw this out there real quick, Nick. I think the Black Pyramids up in space might be alluded to during Penumbra, but I feel like whatever Bungie has planned for that won't come till a full-blown new
You think
expansion.
Destiny 3?
oh,
Well, Destiny 3
Or you
or
can't.
whatever their fall expansion
The
is
Taken
that's
Queen
equal
we
to
deserve.
Forsaken. Say that again, Lynn.
The
We talked
taken
over.
queen that we deserve. The curse finally breaks. The
that's
city's free.
On a side note, this is the actress that voices Ada 1. Doesn't seem to fit the visual, like her voice.
Nope.
Nope. But
what's her name?
Britt Barron, and she also voices Linda 058 on Halo 5.
I knew I recognized.
And she was in Glow as Justine Biagi on that Netflix original
Anyway.
series Glow. Anyway, sorry. Back on task.
So, you don't feel
The
that
factions,
the
the
dark
sigils.
pyramids from the end of the storyline in D2 will be revealed until...
I
maybe
mean,
another
no.
game or
I would
another
say there might be a
expansion.
reveal, but I mean, as far as like, I don't know right now, because here's the thing: if we look at the roadmap for the seasons currently, right now, Penumbra is not listed as
That
Penumbra; it's
continues
listed as
losing things.
redacted.
The roadmap that continues to have redacted things added to the list.
And what?
I'm sorry.
Bungie promised
but it's still
everything
set
through
for
the annual
September,
pass
though.
will continue and be released to the end, but for some reason they redacted the title for
September.
the following season
I'm sorry.
in September.
One of the things that bothers me about it is they've shown a tendency to introduce you to and create characters and to people just to completely forget about them.
The Stranger.
Just yeah, exactly.
Anastasia Bray.
Whoa. Extreme meta foreshadowing, man.
I'm saying she's still. No, I meant as a character,
That's like,
we got minimal
that's
interactivity
like
with during
Kamehameha
War.
foreshadowing right there.
I'm just saying during the Warmind DLC, she was a short-lived storyline, and we very rarely need to talk to her ever,
Unless the freaking thing is on.
unless
Mars.
you're going there for escalation protocol or some other silly thing. But plot-wise, we're kind of
The-
done with her, is what I'm saying.
It's Anna.
Until later. I know it's Anna.
The Stranger's not Anna, though.
I know it's not. Most of the Destiny community
this-
knows it's not.
No, no.
Or assumes it's not. Anyway, what are you getting at, Lynn? You're kind of
I'm bringing up characters that get quickly forgotten
Okay.
or dumped.
okay.
And like,
Eris Morn. Eris
He was in
Morn
my
that
head.
doesn't exist anymore. The three-eyed gypsy that somehow
vanished.
helps you banish the hive, or Oryx.
Oryx. And
Well,
she's completely
like
gone.
the end of the Infinity War movie, where half of Thor's group is inexplicably gone.
Joe.
There are
I'm gonna
characters.
need you to stop with the foreshadowing for the D3 game, which was already hinted at as having split factions.
Oh, I wasn't even leading into that at all. I was simply trying to say in the
they
broad.
said-
Hold on. In the
Okay.
broadest of senses, all I was saying is like other epic stories where a large number of seemingly important characters is completely forgotten about. We know they're gonna get touched on at a certain point later down the road.
Right.
Oh, you
It's
know they're going
completely-
to get touched.
And
Yeah.
I think that I've heard it from whether it be you guys or other people that I play with on PlayStation, that people were talking that the game needs to go full-blown MMO and have all of those aspects added in, as opposed to focusing on expansion dumps or season pass type ideals,
And
and that's one of the things that got brought up with the idea for D3.
I had that conversation with you directly.
Was going to the World of Warcraft style Alliance and Horde, where it will be the Guardians of Light and the Guardians of the Taken.
Let's remind everyone, before we dive into that, let's just remind everyone.
I mean, Guardians of the Dark.
Let's remind.
Taken.
It's not Taken.
Stop. Stop for a
They
second.
go to the dark side. My bad.
Let's remind everyone who, and especially lore enthusiasts out there that are
In all
familiar.
fairness, it would be the Guardians of the Ascendant Realm. And the Guardians of the Light.
Hold on.
The Traveler's Light.
The stranger.
I'm trying to make a broad
uses
point.
the
You guys are getting
darkness.
into semantics about darkness and light. Come on, give me half a second here. I promise I won't ramble.
Sorry.
I promise I won't ramble. I'm making a real broad point that prior to Bungie making a contracted deal with a publisher, because to deliver the ambitious idea of Destiny that they had before they could start fully developing it, they needed a lot of money. And Activision signed them a 10-year contract covering over $500 million to start pumping out this game. Bungie's original vision, and time again, they have the developers themselves have claimed their original vision was an open world shooter that would be an ever expanding adventure. The only reason we have sequels is because it was a publisher requirement, because the way Activision works, they need to see physical box copies selling on a periodic table like a Call of Duty franchise. That is the only reason we got D2. The only reason D3 was even teased, and they were promised in the contract 4 games, and they got delayed multiple times. We covered this in our Nerdentials podcast.
Yeah.
But so the bottom line is, their original vision was a World of Warcraft experience with Destiny. Mm-hmm. So my personal hope, and I'm done talking about the idea now, is that they go to that. I don't want to see D3. I want to see the Destiny or Destiny something. I don't want to see a number.
No semicolon anything. Just get rid of the fucking number and just have it be Destiny, and have it incorporate the lore from D1. Like, have you be able to go, like,
to those
re-experience D1. They've already have a model up for old school Cosmodrome.
Right.
Why not just put that into the game, okay? And take and make that the next mind-blowing update. Don't call it an expansion. Don't call it a comeback. Freaking just put it into the game, not tell anybody about it, and then go, oh, hey, here's this thing. We did a thing. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to take some getting used to. But unlike the drop of D2, we will hold your hand and give you a tutorial on the things that we did add, the direction we would like to go with this, and here's these new abilities, here's these new factions, new ideas, and it's going to change up your whole experience and you'll enjoy it. You know, why? Just
on a technical side of things, I don't know what you're implying as far as are you saying you want them to update the current existing platform?
Basically,
in an update.
Take it and grab it by the ankles, flip it upside down, take all of their ideas from D3, take all of the things that we love from D1, smash them back into D2, get rid of the number at the end of it, and then just constantly make it a ever evolving thing that we love, and just add more story aspects into it at the end of the day.
So the only thing, and I'm completely on board with everything you just said. The only thing from a technical side point that I would hope they do versus just straight up dumping a 100 gig update would be that they completely... What they did when they went from D1 to D2 is they literally... I'm not... Bear with me for 30 seconds.
I'm not going to get into semantics on D1.
I've
already...
No, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the physicality of what they did as video game developers. Is they literally walked away from the physical copy of Destiny 1. They completely from the ground up built Destiny 2. And one of the biggest struggles they deal with is the game engine they are working with is limited to a point where updates take freaking forever. And I only want to point out that any other MMO out there, especially Blizzard and World of Warcraft, when there's an issue in the community and it's discovered early in the morning, they have a patch out and a fix later that afternoon, same day.
Like
Bungie physically can't do that because of the game engine they're working with, and in multiple interviews they've said it's really hard to go in there and fix everything. Same with balancing.
Well, okay.
So all I'm saying is, in conclusion, my last statement,
okay,
and you can add, take away, or whatever, or argue, is I want them to take everything you said, take the assets, everything that they've developed. Absolutely, I want to see everything they've created dumped into one cohesive open world. I want to see them I don't know how long and extensive it'd be, and I know they don't have the money to do this, but I want to see it all dumped into a fresh, very intuitive, easy to use engine that allows them to keep building upon.
And from that,
I'm good. Go ahead.
No, I agree with your fresh engine, easy to code updates, easy, better stability.
And I don't know what that looks like for them, or what they would have to do. No.
I feel like they did it once when they jumped console generations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When they jumped from 360 and PS3 to PS4 and Xbox One. They did that before. And they gave out digital copies. How hard would it be to jump engines? Then just send everyone the base. Give everyone who owns Destiny, has Destiny saved on their hard drive, or can prove ownership of a copy of Destiny. Send them a base digital copy of the new engine. And then from that point, as opposed to buying new Destiny 3 or another update, go to the season pass thing, like what all these other free-to-play games are doing, but give the content to supersede the free-to-play and actually make it worthwhile. Yeah. You know what I mean? Give us storyline, give us content, give us lore, give us the weapons, the new powers, the new abilities. Give us all that in a new engine. Put the base into a code, give everybody the code, and then just from the ground up there, go.
One thing I would say, like, specifically towards the direction that they're going, they need to kind of set up a revamp, kind of like what they did with Saladin in D1 before D2 dropped. Have like an all-encompassing, I don't know, return. Well, because like the NPCs in freaking D2 talk about going back to the moon, talk about going back to the, what is it, Juggernaut, or not the
Leviathan, or
they're talking about going back to the Dreadnought.
Dreadnought, that's yeah.
And then also talking about going back to, what's the other one?
Well, Bungie foreshadowing.
If you go stand next to any one of the lead characters, so like Zavala, I want to call her Zoe, but it's not Zoe because that's her actual name. The Warlock Quartermaster.
Oh,
Ikora?
Ikora Ray,
yeah.
Or rest in peace. Go stand next to Cade's dead spot. Now Amanda Holiday. They will all sit there and run through a string of text. Like, it's a long script. and they all talk about things that they want to go do, things that they want to.
Well, even the factions talk about that kind of stuff. Dead Orbit talks about going back to the Dreadnought to farm something, and then the Future War Cult talks about going back to the moon to to completely take out the.
Even if you go stand next to Banshee.
Yeah.
Banshee has, I mean, I don't know how long any of you guys have really sat there and listened to his text, but being of how many resets he has.
Banshee 44.
He has some stuff that he will spew off, and then at the end of saying it, he goes, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, right. I've heard him say that before.
But he brings up things from the past, like what was it, the War of the Iron Lords. He brings up stuff from that because he was a part of that, and that, I think that was before he turned EXO. And yeah, another one was that Hunter from the Iron Lords expansion in D1.
Yes.
Where did he go? There's just so many, or
Lady Ifrit.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Yeah. There's just so many NPCs that they could dump back into the game that are just,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's potential to. There's story. There is always story, and it's whether or not they want to, capitalize on it or.
And I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of this because a lot of the lore I still haven't unlocked. Like I'm still sitting at 28,000 points, I think.
No,
you're probably
there's a lot 40, out there, 000. And I mean, worst case scenario, if you want to catch up, you can go to the YouTube channels and look up guys like My Name Is Bife, who does really excellent lore videos. Yeah. He did a really extensive 1.5-hour high-end production on, I think, The Last Word or Thorn or both of them, where he actually got a bunch of other YouTubers with him to do voiceover work for the lore.
Right.
It's really extensive.
Speaking of Thorn, did you catch that at the end of the trailer?
Yeah.
For The Last Word? I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh.
Right?
It's on its way.
It's like if you pause any of their teasers at the right moment, you will see that one gun that you love.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the freaking Forsaken trailer dropped and they ninja'd in for 5 seconds just a Titan loading a machine gun. I don't know how much I was jumping around in my service truck just because I saw that.
Yes, the Thunderlord when it
before there was any mention that they were going to bring them back.
Just, brings it up and you see the lightning just spike around it.
Yeah.
Dong.
Hey, let's get to that. Let's get to that final thoughts on the current state of Destiny. As far as what's one thing each of us wants to take away with the end of this episode? What's one thing each of us is really enjoying about the game currently?
Yeah,
Nicholas.
I like the fact that it's feeling more complete. It's at the point that D1 was after that last package. To me, yeah, we're not having some of the things that we actually enjoyed from Destiny 2, like our faction rallies. Those were actually always something I look forward to, but I haven't seen one in forever. But I still feel like I'm not just grinding for nothing, because I quite literally have 3 rows of things and quests I got to do to unlock weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of to touch on that, going into this next thing, if you have anything that has to do with power, what is it? Power...
Light level?
Power engrams. If it's something that you have to do that has a power engram, do it before it resets.
Mm-hmm.
because then you could actually start getting stuff at the higher levels than actually still having to slowly rank up. They Bungie talked about that in one of their hot fixes, or one of their, what's it called?
Twab?
Speak of Bungie?
Yeah.
It's their weekly Thursday newsletter that
Yeah.
shares all the patch notes, updates, things coming.
Yeah. They talked about you want to do those before this drops, because then you will actually be able to, if you have nothing in your inventory as far as
Powerful engrams?
powerful engrams and what are those things? Crap.
All these item quests that I have, I
The item
can't do by
quests.
myself, but I never have anyone with me to do it.
Well, if I will try to help you out, but if you have them still in your inventory when this next one drops, you will still have to grind out harder to reach up to level 700. Once this drops, if there's nothing in your inventory, get rid of them. If you can't complete them, you'll actually drop at higher rate stuff than, yeah, than what you would do if you still had stuff in your inventory.
For me,
Sorry.
I am just enjoying getting back into being a... man, I went hardcore for a hot minute there, guys. Plugging away like 300 hours in a couple months. And then I pulled back and fell back into the tower casual that I am, truly. But I'm thoroughly enjoying right now. There's so much content in the game at this point. Being a casual player, that none of it currently at the moment is time gated. Like right now, everything is pretty much kind of wide open for me, minus a couple certain quests that just a couple really small minimal quests, like a couple like the Malfeasance. There are ways around waiting the 3-week rotation for the meatball boss to drop in Gambit, but
Well, the higher drop weight, he still drops even.
well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they fixed that. They brought it because it became really hard for a long time when it first was introduced, and right now I'm at a real sweet spot across the board for all activities, all items to grind for and chase after. And even if you're not chasing for that exotic, like let's say you got all the exotics, guess what? There's still things in the game to chase if you're itching for something to chase. There's lore to still be unlocked. There's triumphs to still pull off. There's titles. They're now, at least for the duration of Destiny 2, the Dredgen, the Wayfarer, like you finish out all these things in your triumphs and you get a nice permanent title to slap under your name that when you're walking around the tower, people can be like, oh wow, he accomplished that. Oh, he's a Dredgen? Nice. You know what I mean? Bottom line for me, I'm just saying some of the hardcore people have done and seen everything and they're bored, but there are still things to chase if they're willing to look for it. And right now it's just an open playing field for me, and that's where I'm at with Destiny. Lynn, pass it over to you for your final thoughts.
Let's see. Final thoughts. For the casual,
Or what you're enjoying
there is
on a personal level.
there is work to be done. For the hardcores, it is you are a guardian. There will always be light. Shoot for that light. There's something to do. And if you enjoy the game, just keep playing it.
People forget Bungie knows how to create that what's that called? It's I mean not the grind, not the chase, but the loop. That Bungie knows how to create a shooter loop, meaning that the loop being that addictive nature about the game. And a lot of people look to the looter aspect of it, and then they complain when there's no more loot to chase, but they forget that the gunplay is so flipping sweet. They were the guys that made Halo, and Halo was so good because it felt so good to fire a freaking gun, regardless of what that gun was. And a lot of players get so lost in the minutia of, oh, this weapon and this perk, that weapon and that perk. They forget just how good the guns in general feel when you're capping a guy in the head. What Crucible or PvE, it doesn't matter. Like whether it's a monster or your buddy, it feels good to fire guns in that game. And if we as players can come back and remember why we love Bungie, I think there's no reason to ever stop playing their games. That was a little soapboxy. Sorry, guys. Hey, I guess Matthew.
When they dropped the dead ghosts back again, did you feel a little nostalgia?
Yeah. I'm down to be a ghost hunter again.
There's still 20 odd numbered ghosts out there to hunt down.
Yeah, which is kind of weird.
I found 4 or 5 so far. Anyway, tangenting, we are exiting this episode, guys. Ran a little long. It's been a minute since we've been on here. We wanted to come back, and whether it's weekly or bi-weekly, we're gonna come back and do a regular episode with our Destiny podcast here. So here's to looking forward to the future of Destiny and Bungie as an independent developer now. You guys can follow all of us over at nerdentialsmedia.com. That's where the podcast is. That's where all our other goodies are. And Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, those are all on that website, guys. Hit up our Discord. It's at the top of the webpage. Join the conversation.
What?
Lynn, why don't you sign us out of here?
Oh, man. Well, from me and the other Guardians here, as always, may the light guide you through the darkness, and we will see you on the other side.